All right, so Leo and I have been talking a lot about this during the breaks, but I wanted to get into this. So Ed Reed, Hurricanes legend, was the chief of staff. The chief. What? He was.
Okay.
So in our headlines here, brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Ed Reed is right now no longer the head coach of Bethune Cookman. Not that he ever technically contractually was. But apparently, if we talked about this a little bit last week, where he called out the administration for just the conditions at the school being awful,
Right.
and then issued an apology, but then had another speech come out basically saying, because I think he wanted to still be the head coach and see if that was going to come through, and then he came out this week and said, "I didn't withdraw my name. They, reneged on their contract."
The truth hurts. And here's what I say about
this
that.
this is exposing a lot, and he is the support of Deion Sanders, who recently left Jackson State for Colorado, which Deion took a lot of flack for. But Ed Reed is now this is all kind of playing out in real time, where Ed Reed wanted to go to a historically black college and lend his services to the program and try and do things, but call them out for their conditions and the resources that they have and try and change some things. And doesn't seem like people want to change things over there.
No. One thing you need to understand about what Deion did in Jackson State is he used a lot of his own money. Right? So what he was getting paid was irrelevant. And so when people say Deion's using it as a stepping stone to go somewhere big, take a pause, because ain't nobody else working for free.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that's what Deion did. And he got an opportunity to go get paid to do his work, so he did. Now the thing with Ed Reed, the one thing you have to know about Ed Reed is this, for those who don't know. Dude holds you accountable. Teammates, organizations, everybody. And he's one of those guys that believes in this. Clean up after yourself. Right? Everybody that knows him says that.
Yep.
And so when he got to Bethune and saw how they take care of their stuff, he said something about it. And you may not like the way he said it, but I'm going to tell you like this. If you say certain things and use a mellow tone of voice without using any points of emphasis, people will blow by you like you didn't say anything. And we all know this. But then when somebody raises their voice and get emotional about something they feel strongly about, you want to say calm down because you want to ignore it. Well, guess what? Those problems at Bethune Cookman ain't going away because you didn't let Ed Reed speak about them. Okay? And the only person that you're going to get to replace Ed Reed is going to be somebody that lets you do what you want to do and treat the conditions like you want to treat them and use the resources like you want to. If you want these young men to be better, if you want these young men to be responsible, you need somebody in there that's going to hold them accountable. But here's the problem, okay? You want everybody to come in and hold these young men accountable, but your ass ain't accountable. And so now you want to look at Ed Reed as if he has a problem?
Like he stepped out of line.
Like he stepped in the line? No, he exposed you. And now, today, the kids are protesting at the school because of the conditions of the school. There's pictures of mold all over the school because they're not taking care of their facilities. And you want to get on Ed Reed? At some point, you got to answer for this. This is your school. I was saying when my son went there.
Yep.
He was in the band. And we're not going to even talk about how they treat money there. But he was going to live, he wanted to live in a certain building. And he said, hey, He said, I wanted to live in this building, this close to everything. I said, well, why don't you just sign up for that? He said, because it's in foreclosure. Now, if you know anything about a university, here's what universities do. They buy everything, right? They have endowments. They raise money. They own all their buildings. So how you going to tell somebody they ain't doing right by the students and they ain't doing right by the school and you ain't even taking care of what you need to take care of? Look, I understand the circumstances and the issues that minority universities have. I do. But the way around that is to hold everybody accountable.
Sure.
To hold everybody responsible.
Because you have
for
these
that
kids
situation.
going, you have these kids going and taking ass kickings every single year for millions of
so
bucks.
you can get the money and then do whatever you want with
right.
it. But so let's put this. Let's think about this. What's worse? A team going to the college playoff and the students not being able to take advantage of the resources and get a little some of that. So now we have NIL, right?
Yep.
Or a university sending an undermanned, undersized team to a major university to get their ass kicked by 70 points and then take the $600,000 or $700,000 check and don't even use it on the athletic program. What's worse? So all you people from Bethune, don't get mad at Ed Reed. Go to Bethune and hold them accountable. Because those are the ones that need to be held accountable. You see Bethune come here every year to get their butts beat by Miami. They take that check back to Bethune, and he can't even get a clean office. They can't even get the resources to be able to play the sport that they're playing and taking that beating. Nah, I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it. I've been there. I seen it with my own eyes. So all you people out there talking trash about the resources and stuff like that, I say, I tell you what, you give me that $600,000 that these students went out there and got their butts beat for, and I bet you I could make a better athletic program. I bet you I could give them some resources where they at least have some facilities to do some work. I bet you there won't be no mold in the building. But no, we're going to hold that Reed account.
Well, this is the thing that's tough, and that obviously is, I think, unfortunate because, like, you have Ed Reed trying to go and give back because they're saying, like, oh, well, let's change the system. Let's try and get some things going for historically black colleges, and Deion trying to do that. And so you have these situations where they have their own money reaching into their own pockets to try and get things going. He's had the support of Deion Sanders, by the way. Deion came out after he was just in a situation at Jackson. Deion's, giving him a lot of love on social media for it because he's saying a lot of the things that were thrown at Deion in Deion's face when he left for Colorado. That,
Right.
I thought you were here to change the system. I thought you were here to do some things.
Right.
And, it doesn't feel like they want it changed.
They don't want it changed because in order to have change, right, you have to be held accountable, right? You have to say, hey, you come in here, tell us what you need, and we're going to do what we need to do to turn this around together. But no, here's what people do. You know what the problem is, but if somebody calls you out on it, right? Ed Reed came there and hold them accountable. Grown-ass people being held accountable by another grown-ass man don't fly. And so instead, they attack his methods. But they ain't attacking what he's saying, right? Ain't nobody ever said that what Ed Reed is saying ain't true.
Nope.
Never. Why he got to come here with all that cussing? And why he got to come here so loud? And why he got, but they ain't never attacked what he was saying. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right? It's embarrassing for a man to come in, right? Think of what he wants to do for these young men. And when Ed Reed says he cares about these young men, let me tell you something. His credibility is real.
Of course.
Bethune's is not. So more people are going to be inclined, I don't care what you say, to believe what Ed Reed is saying because that dude's real.
Of course.
So, like, yeah. Who else is going to take that job? Who else is going to take that job? You want a job? The first thing you got to do is go over there and clean your office? No. Come on. They get what they get.